Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your March 2016 monthly tarot horoscope for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Gemini. So, my update, I've been telling everyone, I got sick in February. So, I was sick for about a week. And so I lost time to do my recordings, and I got behind in my recording schedule. So I may or may not be able to do the mid videos, and I also may or may not be able to do the sex and relationship videos that I had planned to do for March. For those of you who have really liked my sex and relationship videos. So the biggest thing that I took away from me being sick was, it gave me much needed time to, I guess, reflect on how I see my channel going, and I don't really feel like a pressing need to do my mid-month readings. I just dropped a card. Hang on just a second. It's the star card. So basically I've decided for the most part, unless I have time, like extra considerable amount of time, most likely I'm not going to be doing my mid-month videos, horoscopes. I am going to do consistently, like I have been doing, the main general readings each month that I post the first, second, or third of the month, okay? And those will be free to everyone. Those will not be rentals. Those will just be free, available around the world, wherever YouTube is offered on your computer. So basically, in your country. So that's going to remain the same, and then also I may decide to do more sex and relationship videos, but those videos are going to be rented. Okay, the regular generals are going to be available everywhere for everyone, free of charge. But the sex and relationship ones, I am going to be charging in the future for those. Just so you know, that's my update. Also, if you are trying to schedule with me, the way to book a reading is not through my calendar page on my website. I've been directing people to the calendar so you can see my availability, and you can check your calendar and say, okay, well, this day would work really good. And I dropped another card. Huh? Not surprising, Gemini. There's two sides to every Gemini. So if I'm going to drop a card, I have to drop another one. So if you'd like a private reading, please email me after you've checked my calendar page to see about my availability, and email me and say, hey, Elizabeth, when are you still available for such and such a date? And if I say yes, then I will send you an invoice, and that'll be it. It's very simple. I am telling people too, I have gotten a lot of people who have emailed me trying to like double confirm and reconfirm and stuff like that. It's just there's too many emails coming and going. So I'm trying to make it as efficient and streamlined as possible. And I am telling people 15 emails or more, I will not book people. I won't. Or even if it gets close to that and I feel like it's getting to a point where, like it's unnecessary, then I'll let you know, say, hey, I'm not going to book it. It's just too much. So I'm telling people that now, not because I don't love you, just because it's just, I get a lot of emails. So, also, if you're trying to book same day, try to get me in the morning. Chances are, if you're trying to schedule for 4:30 p.m. and you're contacting me at 4, it's not going to happen. Most likely, it's not going to happen. Because I've already either booked it, or, I could have gone out to eat, or I could have gone to the gym, or I could have decided to make dinner, and dinner takes 2 hours, So that's the kind of thing where you're going to want to make sure ahead of time. If it's a same day appointment, try to get me in the morning. Most of the time, by the time the afternoon roll around, I'm booked. Okay, but you can always try. Chances are I'm going to be booked, though. That's all I really have to say about that. I do communicate. I love my Gemini clients. I do communicate so well with Geminis. Geminis and I, to me, it just feels like best friends. It's like we've been best friends, forever. And actually, my best friend from, 100 years ago is a Gemini. So yeah. So anyways, let me roll out the spread here without further ado. It's at 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Finally getting what you watch this video for. But I feel like I have to update you guys. Also, check me out on Twitter because I do post updates on Twitter at Oracle Daphne. I will leave that here for you. That way you know what's going on. If I run behind in my recording schedule or if I decide to do extra videos, you'll know, definitely. And if you click subscribe, it will automatically go to your email and tell you when I've posted, but it won't tell you, like, if you subscribe, if I've decided not to do videos or whatever. So anyways, back to where we get. It's so funny. You guys always get the Ace of Pentacles, like always. It's crazy. This is like your card, okay? I swear. So you got the Ace of Pentacles crowning you, which is your card, which is your So Money Baby card. It's the cash card. It's about prosperity. It's about money. It's about happiness too. Money and happiness. So it's really, really good. I'm just going to start there because I feel like this is actually a pretty good spread. There's a couple of things, you know, tweaks to be had. I feel like the end of March is going to be interesting for you. I feel like it's not like there's nothing like major here going on. You have the Hanged Man as the outcome, but I don't even like, and the Magician and the Fool and the Star and the World. Okay, so I take it back. You have some major stuff going on, but it's not like major bad. It's major good. Okay, for the most part. The Five of Pentacles is what's coming in from the outside, which is you wanting to find love. You wanting to be in a relationship. You wanting love in your life. You know, being this lonely heart's going, when is it going to happen for me? I want to know, when is it going to happen, you know? And the thing about this is the Five of Pentacles is usually, it can be a breakup card. It doesn't have to be. And you do have some other guys that are showing up in this spread. So if you're single, to me, you're just Miss Lonely Hearts. It's been a long time, maybe since you were in a relationship. And if you are dating, say single and not dating, you've been single for a while, this is how you're going to be feeling mid-March, approximately around that time. You may be feeling that way now, but if you're dating, it may be a breakup with this Magician dude, okay? This Magician dude is someone who withholds the truth, okay? Like the Capricorn, it can be a Capricorn male, Taurus male, Aries male, something like that. Could also be Gemini male. This could be a Gemini-Gemini combination, which is interesting. And, okay, goes back to the withholding. So the Magician wears a mask, okay? Wearing a mask. And I never really thought about it like this, but this is the clown, okay? This is the clown that doesn't tell you. You don't know how they feel because they're smiling. It's like the person that smiles and like smiles through like the pain, you know? Clowns are creepy, you know? So this can't be like this. Might be a creepy person, you know? Somebody that's like in your life that's like, you don't really know where things are going. You don't know how they feel, what they think, or like they just may not be a real authentic person. You may be on that, you know, in that place of not wanting to share your feelings, not wanting to talk about your feelings, not wanting to be open because maybe you've been hurt before. If you're in that place, Gemini, because this could be you, if this is you, I want to say the only way for you to get into or to be end up in a healthy relationship is to come to a place where you're ready to open up. That's, to me, like the natural thing that needs to be said here or happen, okay? Gemini guys, I feel like you are going to be very focused on work mid-March. And I feel like, ladies, you're going to be more focused on romance mid-March. Towards the end of March, you've got two other guys. One of them I feel like is you. Gemini guys, this is you maybe needing to take care of yourself better, focus on your health. Some of you may not be well. Some of you may be, you know, in the hospital, having surgery, recovering from something, getting over being sick. All these things may be happening for you, Gemini guys. There's a lot of guys in this spread here. So I'm just talking because I feel like there's a lot of guys here. You do have the Knight of Wands in the position of your attitude. Gemini ladies, this is usually a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio or Cancer male. So I don't really feel like this is you. So you may be focused on somebody else towards the end of March. There may be somebody that's like very, like that's on your mind that you're checking out. Okay, guys or girls. Okay, so Gemini guys, you may have a lot of fire in your chart somewhere, or the Scorpio or the Cancer too, and you may just be like very like, you know, kind of aggressive. You may also be looking back at the past. There is this element where the Knight is someone who's looking back, or who's looking, not looking in the, like where they're going. So you do need to make sure you're watching where you're going. You may feel like a little bit off track, I want to say, towards the end of March, Gemini, okay? Just kind of like you're getting off track. You're not really sure where you're going. You're not really sure what's going on. You may be a little bit more aggressive than usual. You may be lashing out at some people. You may be feeling like, you know, I want to say feeling like you need to have more guts, or you need to have more courage, or just feeling like very courageous. You may be feeling very courageous towards the end of March. This is someone who can rub people the wrong way though. So you need to be careful about your stance on things, and like, even like on Twitter, be careful what you say on Twitter. This is like over aggressiveness. This is like overkill. Okay, overdoing it. The Sagittarius especially knows how to overdo it. It's like the Sagittarius, like the way they cook is they overdo everything. Overcooked meat, overcooked vegetables, overcooked rice, overcooked pasta. Everything's overcooked. Every meal that I've ever had from a Sagittarius has been overdone. Okay, too much cheese. Aries, the same thing. Aries, like the fire signs need like strong flavor in cooking. I don't know why I'm talking about this. They need like strong flavor. In life, it's the same thing, okay? It's like they need like, this is a very strong-willed person, okay? You may have some Leo in your chart somewhere, you know? You may be very strong-willed. You may be very determined to having things your way. You may be a little bit like unfocused, because this is unfocused. In some senses, it's unfocused because you're distracted, but in some senses, it's like that because it's like the Sagittarius is like over-focused on the goal. So it's like, in some cases, you're just, it's sort of like there's this over-focus on the goal, and then you get distracted, and your mind starts to wander, and then you start to like, you're kind of like all over the place. And then there are times where you're completely distracted and like the goal is still there, but it's just like you can't really see it because you've gotten distracted so much and you're really off track. So I want to say for March, you need to get back on track. This is you kind of not being, okay, I talk a lot about the shadow, okay? Our shadow as a character's personality is the opposite sign, okay? So for Gemini, your shadow is a Sagittarius. For like Aquarius, their shadow is the Leo. For Aries, their shadow is the Libra. Okay, these are just examples. So your shadow is the Sagittarius. Because this is the Knight of Wands showing up in the position of your attitude, it means you have not embraced your shadow side. Okay, which means you have some growing to do as far as who you are in the world. Okay, and you need to balance out, and it's almost like balance out where you're coming from to who you're going to be. Like it's like you're growing. This to me it's a time of growth into who you're supposed to be. Okay, and because if you're a Gemini and you're not thinking things through and you're really completely unfocused, or like you're overly focused and then you get distracted, these are things that you need to balance out. Okay, because the Gemini The Gemini needs to think things through, and the Sagittarius doesn't. So if you're recklessly charging ahead or wanting to recklessly charge ahead, you're overly focused on the goal, you're not thinking things through, or you get distracted and you're just like doing things in a very jerky kind of way, like jerky, like not flowing at all, then you're not really embracing your shadow. You're not coming to terms with your shadow. You're kind of still too much like the Sagittarius. And the universe is going to challenge you because the universe is like, no, we want you to be like more like the Gemini. We want you to think things through. We want you to see both sides of a situation. We want you to be more intuitive and like hear the meaning between the words, and really like think about like, what others think and what others feel and like do it in a healthy way. So it's like this is the balance point between the Sagittarius and the Gemini, okay? Some of you may be dating several guys, okay? One of them to me is a Capricorn. The other one is going to be a Leo. And the other one's going to be another Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So it could be, to me, this is like a guy-guy combination. Some of you are gay and there's like a guy-guy combination. Message me if this is true. Ladies, I feel like your attitude is a little bit aggressive right now. It's too aggressive. You need to kind of tone it down, okay? You can be who you are in the world without being like rubbing people the wrong way, which is kind of how you're doing it right now. And I don't really like how the Knight of Wands and the Hanged Man come together. It's like the combination from hell, okay? Because they're just really different energies. Like the Knight of Wands is reckless, is like racing in. The Hanged Man is stationary. So this is delay. This is delay. This is where you come to the red light, okay? You get the red light from the universe and it says, okay, it's time to stop. It's time to slow down. It's time to figure out where you're going. It's time to look at a map. It's time to like think things through. It's time to choose a different direction. Because you really just cannot keep going the way you're going. And I feel like you want to go a certain direction, but the universe is saying no. Because the Hanged Man is a major, and it's such a different energy than the Knight of Wands. Some of you are just really focused on work. The beginning of March is really money and work. Money and work. To me, that's it. And there's not a lot of relationship stuff here. The Five of Pentacles shows me some of you may have been coming out of a relationship, but I feel like they really weren't serious relationships. Some of you, maybe it was a serious relationship, maybe this Capricorn, because Capricorn guys can be very serious about relationships. So maybe it was a serious relationship that you had, but I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere. Okay, so if some of you want to know if it's going anywhere, the answer is no, it's not going anywhere. It's kind of come to a stop. Okay, it's going to come to an end. I have the Fool card in the position of emotions, which is good in the sense that, you're thinking about taking a leap of faith and you're thinking about the future. Emotionally, well, maybe it isn't. Emotionally, you're thinking about like the distance. Okay, it's interesting. We talked about the Knight of Wands, which is very goal oriented. So you're looking out. That's good. But at the same time, you're not living in the now moment. You're not present in the now moment, and you need to be. I don't like how the Five of Pentacles and the Fool are matching up. Okay, so again, we got another weird combination here. Really dynamic, interesting spread. A lot of different kind of energies happening in March. Okay, so this is the equivalent of diving into a pool of empty, there's no water, okay? Because she is like, I'm going to go, and then she is like, this is where the universe sends you nothing. Nothing. So if you're leaping into someone's arms, forget it. If you were jumping into something new, forget it. If you are racing ahead, forget it. It's a time for you to slow down. I want to say in March, Gemini, you need to slow down. That's it. That's the bottom line. If there's any endeavor where you are going to take a risk, I would avoid it. I would avoid the risk. I know it's weird for me to say that because I'm an Aquarius and I'm a natural risk taker. But I don't feel like the energy is supporting that right now. The energy is not supporting that. I just don't feel that. You want to take wings and fly away. Maybe you want to go travel somewhere. But like the universe is sending you this like sad depression energy, which is not in support of what you want to do. To me, this is having the carpet ripped out from underneath you. This is getting the phone call that says he doesn't want to go with you. He wants to break up with you. Or she wants to break up with you. Or something happens where you don't, like, maybe you're going to take a trip together. Maybe you're, like, planning to get married in Hawaii or something like that, okay? And, like, you have all the plans and everything's ready to go, but this is at the last minute getting that phone call. I don't believe that it's going to take, I don't believe that it's going to go forward. You have faith that it's going to go forward, but this is blind faith. It's blind faith because the magician is wearing a mask. And because the Knight of Wands is not thinking really clearly, they're not living in the now moment, they're reckless, and they're just trudging ahead. The Knight of Wands is trampling over every single thing. So it's like my guide is showing me this car that I saw. I think it was like a sports car in Seattle, and I knew that there was like this big, and I may have told this story before, I knew that there was like this big pothole, like this one place in Seattle, and I was like slowing down, but this guy cruised ahead of me and went right over it and like didn't even like think about it. And I was like, wow, he's going to kill his car. You know, my car can't handle it. You know, I'm not going to just race over a pothole that's 2 feet deep because I need to get somewhere. No, like that's you, Gemini, in March. So you need to watch where you're going. Look ahead, but not too far ahead. Plan ahead in a healthy way. Also, some of you in the distant past have bitten off more than you can chew, or you had a heavy workload, or you had a lot of properties and responsibilities and bills to pay and things that were piling up. It may also be a partner who has, or somebody who's around you who has an inability to say no. Okay, you may have an inability to say no. Geminis are the ones that say yes to everything. Yes, we'll go to the party. Yes, we'll show up for fireworks. Yes, we're going to go, donate our time and our energy to the triathlon or whatever. Yes, I can take your kids to school at 5 a.m. Yes, I will pick you up from the airport. This is all Gemini. Okay, I know it's going to sound familiar to you, and I know you're going to get a kick out of it because I know that this is you, okay? And it's okay to say yes sometimes, but I'm putting you on official notice that you're headed for some kind of emotional breakdown, or you're headed for some, I can't handle it anymore. Break, you need a break. You need to get to a break. That's it. It's just too much at some point. I don't feel like financially you're in the place that you were. I feel like you're coming out of that. You may have been on the fence for some time about work, and for a period in your life where nothing was going. You hadn't made a decision, or you may still be very indecisive about where you want to go in the future, because this is the Three of Wands. And Three of Wands to me is you, Gemini, sitting on the fence, trying to make a decision, not knowing where to go. Maybe a contract job ended, or maybe you quit a job, or maybe a relationship ended, and now you're going, okay, what's next? What comes next? And you literally cannot go forward unless you make a decision. But at the same time, I feel like you're going to be working because you have the Magician in the future, and that's work. It's a work card, okay? So it's almost like you were working too much and then you quit the job. Some of you may have quit. Some of you may just some of you may have gotten fired, but some of you may have quit. There's just too much. Maybe you told your boss to go fuck off and finally he fired you. And he was like, okay, that's it. That's enough. I can't take any more. Maybe that happened too. But I feel like this could also be your partner. Your partner could have gotten fired. Maybe your partner was just fed up. like, we all get to that point in our life where we are working someplace and the job isn't suiting us and we like end up quitting because we just can't take it anymore. Again, that's not planning ahead very well, okay? Because maybe there wasn't another job to have afterwards. Maybe you just kind of like leaped into blind faith, having blind faith that everything's going to work out without really doing the work, okay? To really, or follow through to make sure that your ass was covered, okay? But I feel like, again, financially, you have the World card crossing you, okay? And you have the Star card, and I know I've gone in reverse here. The Star card, like I talked about, these are the two cards that fell out of the deck. So, really, really strong magical energy. That's like, you got the moon and the stars. This is a very magical place to be. Some of you may be mediums or psychics. Again, doing maybe something similar to what I do. You may just be naturally intuitive. The world is having everything at your fingertips. And the star is sometimes a deceased loved one that's female, that's around you, but it can also be male, and or this is Aquarius female. The world I usually see is like a earth sign female. You may be in a relationship with an earth sign female, okay? But it doesn't always have to be. Or, or you may have some, either Aquarius. I mean, to me, you are the star because you are in the center of everything. So this could also be a, Libra as well. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, because she's touching the heavens. But at the same time, she's doing this, like what's above is so below. And I always see this as not always, but it's usually the medium card. So psychic, medium, you having psychic ability, medium ability. Some of you it's going to be different clairvoyances. So some of you it's going to be clairaudient, some of it's going to be clairvoyant. Some of you it's just going to be an ability to connect with deceased loved ones or be really intuitive. But going back to like the bigger picture, the star plus the world is amazing. It's like really, really strong, positive, healing energy because you have the star plus the world energy, which is like the world being your oyster, like everything you could possibly want at your fingertips. And it is linking up with the magician. So this magician, the magician is one of the Mr. Right cards, but I have seen it as, in some cases, in the negative side, especially because it's tied to the sadness. The magician can be someone who's just withholding the truth. So there's some half-truth or partial truth or something like that that's kind of happening here. So I just want to say that I think the beginning of March is like your time to shine. It is a very, very strong, magical, prosperous time of healing, of getting what you want, of working. If you're looking for a job, this is working, of success. This is also really great family time too. The moon is also talking about, in the world card, there's a moon here. The world is like a cycle too. So 30 days, if you're waiting on something within that cycle of 30 days. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. There's a lot of people outside. Sorry. So yeah, 30 days cycle of something, waiting on something for 30 days. Cycles of 30 or cycles of 3. I'm getting the number 3 here, or cycles of 2. Could be 2 months, 2 years. I'm getting the number 2. But overall, I just want to say, I just feel like the beginning of March is a crucial time for you. Something really great is going to happen in the beginning of March, Gemini, for you. That's very, very strong financial feel. It could have to do with property, but it could also have to do just with you know, your hard work paying off too. Relationships wise, this spread is a little bit dry. Okay, I'm just not seeing any love and romance here. The focus is more financial. So there's just a really strong financial feel. If there was ever a time to think, you know, about planning ahead as far as your financial future, the time is in March. Okay, the beginning of March especially. That's kind of how I see it. For those of you who are single, you may have been going through kind of a dry spell without a relationship. There are a lot of guys here that are showing up. There's 3 guys here that are showing up that I think are potentials for you to date. I wouldn't say that they're long-term people, although the Magician can be a long-term person, but I feel like there's 2 other guys. So Gemini, there may be 2 other, you know, or 3 other people that you end up dating. Will it be long-term? Chances are no, okay? Message me if it is. Message me if you get into meet someone in March and it ends up going long term. I like to hear about this. So, anyways, that's all for you guys for March 2016. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, Google Plusing all my videos. I really appreciate it. And definitely hit me up if you'd like a private reading. My private readings I have so much fun with them. To me, it's not even work. It doesn't even feel like work. So thank you guys for allowing me to do this. I just really love it. So I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, all the best. Take care. Bye.